Fhs Season Tickets.
Welcome back to another episode of Fhs Season Tickets. I'm Nick.
And I'm Michael.
Today, for this video, this segment, we're going to be doing the ACC preview. We're going to be getting to the ACC teams by division, going our top four. Mike, what's your top four?
Well, starting off in ACC Atlantic, this conference, one of the best, well, this division, one of the best in college football. Last year they were really loaded, and they did lose a lot of talent at the quarterback position, namely Deshaun Watson at Clemson. So because of his loss, I'm actually going to go with Florida State, number one in the ACC Atlantic. They're just loaded across the board with guys like DeAndre Francois. Derwin James is coming back, and he's going to be one of the best defensive players in the country this season. And I'm going to go with Clemson at number two. I don't think they fall off too much after the loss of Deshaun Watson. I'm going to be really interested in the Clemson versus Auburn game this season. It is at Clemson, so that's going to be an advantage for them. But Auburn, with Jarrett Stidham, that's going to be a really exciting game to watch. Third, I'm actually going to go with North Carolina State above Louisville. Their defense is absolutely loaded. ESPN analyst Cole Kublik has North Carolina State in the college football playoff, which even though I feel like I'm high on North Carolina State, I would never even think to put them into the college football playoff, but he went for it. He watched a lot of film, so he obviously likes a lot that they have on the defensive side of the ball. He had them ranked as the second best defensive line in the country, so that's a strength for North Carolina State. Not too sold on quarterback play and also their offense, but I think they're going to finish third, surprise some people. Fourth, it's going to be Louisville. I really do think that Lamar Jackson is going to have a much more difficult time this season than he did last year. He really got hit hard against teams like Houston and LSU, and if teams are going to be blitzing the quarterback against him, I don't know how good Lamar Jackson is going to be able to be. Obviously, he's a fantastic talent, one of the best quarterbacks in college football, but I feel like the rest of his offense, his defense, and also the offensive line in particularly is not going to be able to give him enough help to be able to have another Heisman type campaign. So I'm going to go with Louisville in fourth place in the ACC Atlantic. Nick, what are your thoughts about this division?
Yeah, Florida State's the same with me. I think Derwin James is going to be absolutely fantastic. If you got guys like Jalen Ramsey, who played with him, saying that he might be one of the best safeties that Florida State has ever had, you know what kind of season that he's looking to have. And then DeAndre Francois, obviously a beast, like Michael said, and then their whole defense and a lot of their offense returning. I think that Clemson is going to be second. Obviously, I think that they're going to lose a little bit more than Mike thinks, other than Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is going to be really key for that
I think
aspect.
The defense is still loaded, so I think that's going to carry them.
Yeah, same. I agree with that.
Even though they did lose a good amount of players on defense, they're still really talented.
Yeah, I think NC State is going to be better, so I'm going to put them at 3-2. I think their defense is going to be absolutely awesome, especially considering that some of those experts having them in the college football playoff. I think that puts them over. A Louisville team, who I have fourth, that has Lamar Jackson solely. I think he's going to do a lot better than Michael thinks, though. I just think it won't be enough.
All right, that's interesting that you have Louisville fourth, even though you think Lamar Jackson has a really big season. But now we're going to go into the other division in the ACC, the Coastal. And this, do you think it's worse than the Big Ten West?
Yes.
You do? So do I.
I
think.
You'll see some of the teams in my top four. It's pretty trash.
They're not good. But Nick, I'll let you go first.
All right, so in no particular order, because I cannot order this team for the life of me.
No. We're gonna go in. We're gonna go in the top four order, Nick. So
okay.
Not that one.
Number one, I'm gonna have Georgia Tech here. I think they're gonna be a lot better than Michael thinks.
Even after they just kicked their running back off the team in a triple option offense.
Yeah, I just think that their system is gonna put them better than all the other trash teams in this conference.
All right.
I'm gonna put Miami at 2, North Carolina 3, and then Pitt 4.
All right, I'm gonna disagree a little bit. I'm gonna go with Miami at number 1. I believe Mark Richt has the Hurricanes back, ready to compete. They're obviously not gonna get back to the levels that they did have in the 90s and early 2000s. Early 2000s.
That'd be insane.
One of the best teams of all time.
Ed Reed, Kellen Winslow,
Ray Lewis, just so many good players on that team. Just the amount of NFL talent that ended up on that team. If we're talking about this year's Miami team, I think they're going to slightly squeak out this division that's just so bad. Second place, I am going to go with Virginia Tech. And I can't believe you didn't have them in your top 4. I really like the job Justin Fuente has done.
We'll see.
I don't like them either, but predicting them over Georgia Tech, North Carolina, and Pitt is not like a really bold statement. So I'm going to go with Virginia Tech at second. I'm going to take Georgia Tech at third, even though they did suspend their running back, and I think they do lose to Tennessee to open up the year.
Oh,
I believe.
Tennessee's trash.
I mean, they are pretty trash, but I think Georgia Tech's just a little bit worse. I think it's going to be difficult without their running back. First game for Georgia Tech. Running back position is like almost as important for the quarterback, really, at Georgia Tech with the option offense. So I think that his loss is going to be huge for the Yellow Jackets.
Reynolds. Oh, no, that's Navy. Never mind.
Yeah. Messing up the triple option teams. They just all look the same.
They do.
But fourth place, I'm gonna take North Carolina in fourth place, even though I don't really like their team. I'm definitely not gonna pick Duke or Virginia, and then Pitt I'm just lower on than you are. You seem like really be high on Pitt for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, they could finish fourth, and like I'd still predict them probably like sixth in the SEC East, but it's topic for another day.
Better than Vandy.
No, I would have Vandy above Pitt.
They're better than Vandy.
No, I'll just agree to disagree.
Vandy
there.
would be last in any conference. Be close to last.
Even the Sun Belt?
They could maybe squeak fourth in the Sun Belt. If we want to preview that,
even though
thumbs up, 100 likes to get Sun Belt preview.
100 likes for a Sun Belt preview?
Yeah.
Ooh, well, by the time we get 100 likes, Vandy will probably have already played Middle Tennessee. And judging by our recent success in opening season games, it's probably going to be like a 4-point loss.
That's where Ralph Webb eats against Middle Tennessee, Austin P. That's where he gets all his yards.
We haven't played Austin P in years. We get like Alabama A&M this year, though. That's our one FCS school. But going back to the ACC, show kindly has gone off the rails. We've been recording for a while today. But what would you say are the top 3 players in conference? Getting back to the ACC.
Oh man, I'm thinking Derwin James is gonna be our first defender.
Ooh, you stole
at number
my
1.
pick.
Yeah, first defender in any conference, and he's number 1 in the ACC for sure. Man's a beast, absolute beast. For number 2, I'm thinking going quarterback Lamar Jackson. You can't sleep on that man. He's definitely number 2. And then number 3, I think Francois makes a huge leap into contention, and I think he's gonna be number 3 with a Florida State team that's gonna be really good.
I'm gonna agree with you. Definitely Derwin James, number 1, Lamar Jackson, number 2. They're 2 of the best players in college football. Number 3, I'm kind of split between Dexter Lawrence and also DeAndre Francois, but just for the sake of being different, I'll go with Dexter Lawrence at Clemson. I think he's gonna have a big year on the Tigers' defensive line.
I'm joking.
All right. But I think he's going to have a big year. The defensive line is going to be the thing that keeps Clemson competitive in a lot of games this year. But Nick, any final things to discuss?
No, I think we're going to wrap it up. Big year. Virginia Tech is not going to be as good as Mike thinks. That's the final quote.
I don't think Virginia Tech's good. I just think the rest of the teams are that bad. But that will wrap it up for this episode of FHS Season Tickets. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe for more season ticket videos where we preview the other Power 5 college football conferences.
Peace.